Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Kat here, and today I'm planning for the month of September in my bullet journal. These past couple of months have been a bit different to say the least, and I struggled a little bit when it came to creating a theme for September, but I ended up liking how it turned out and I hope you like it as well. For this month's theme, I'm going to use more supplies than usual, starting with these Pentel watercolor pencils. I never used them before and I didn't want to use watercolors because of the whole mess that they do, so I'm giving them a try. And for the colors for the month, I'm using some brown and red-ish Crayola super tips and Tombow dual brush pens, as well as one brown shade from the Ohuhu watermarkers. I'm not using washi tape this month, but I'm using the alphabet stamps from Notebook Therapy as well as their notebook. And as always, you can use my code CATSPLENDOR at Notebook Therapy for 10% off at checkout. Everything is linked in the description, so let's get started. So since I was struggling with a theme for September and with using my bullet journal in general these past months, I decided to not pressure myself too hard with the theme for the month or the pages that I was going to do. So instead of stressing out with a new and fully original theme to show you guys, I decided to listen to myself and to just recreate one of my old themes. Specifically the theme that I did on my first ever YouTube video back in October 2018, which was Autumn Leaves. The theme for this month is not an exact recreation, but is mostly inspired by it, and this one was on my tier list of themes to recreate back when I did the video about ranking all of my bullet journal themes, so I decided to just recreate it, and a way to not stress out about the theme for September, since this theme that I did back in October was already done and I just had to adapt it to my needs for now. On the cover page, I colored in the tree using a gray watercolor pencil, and then I watered it down, and I actually really liked using the watercolor pencil to paint the tree because first, I don't have a light gray marker anymore, and this shade was the exact light gray shade that I wanted without the whole mess of using watercolors. For the title, I drew this rectangle to look like old wood and painting it brown, and I'm literally just recreating my cover page for my October theme. I wrote the title using the Tombow Nosque hard tip pen, and I almost screwed everything up on the cover page when I used this brown Arteza brush pen to add details to the wood because it was too dark and too thick, but thankfully I saved the title by outlining it with a white Jelly Roll pen, and I actually really like how it turned out. For the actual decorations, I used the different markers I showed earlier to draw a bunch of leaves, most of them flying around with the wind and others still attached to the tree. And at the bottom, I drew a bunch of mushrooms that match perfectly with the leaves and make this theme a lot more autumny. To draw them, I did weird cone shapes, and I didn't color them in entirely, so the mushrooms could have more texture and also could have those white spots randomly on the mushroom. And since I'm outlining everything later, the spots will become a bit more visible. For some of the stems, I used a 005 fineliner to give them more shape and dimension instead of just coloring them in, and the final step was to outline everything twice, so everything could have a distressed look and not look too perfect and inside the lines. Next to the cover page, I'm writing my quote for the month, which is the same quote I used on the theme that I'm recreating, but I'm keeping it pretty simple using the Notebook Therapy alphabet stamps at the top of the page. I really like these stamps because they fit perfectly on the squares of their notebooks, and if you want to know more about them, I'm going to leave the review video that I did about them in the description and here in the cards if you want to watch that. This page is also going to be my memories page, and even though I'm painting leaves all over it, at the end of the month I'm going to create a memory board here with stickers, pictures, and everything that brings back a good memory from the month of September. I have been doing these since June, and it's something that I really enjoy doing since I have been really into taking pictures for my personal Instagram and going out with my friends lately. Plus, I'm trying to be more active into journaling, and I think that doing these pages with pictures really helps a lot. And if I want to journal about my day or what happened, I'm just going to do that after my weekly spreads and before the next month in my bullet journal. I finished the page with more mushrooms at the bottom, and these pages were done. The next page is my habit tracker, and my habits in general have been a huge mess because of everything that happened in my life in July and August, so I'm also not pressuring myself a lot this month to create new habits, but to just try to get back into the normal routine. This time I'm doing a table for my trackers on the left rectangle, and the letters stand for vitamins, study, water, self-care, friends, and exercise. And this month I'm not adding any new habits, just the ones that I was already tracking, because I just want to get back into the routine that I was having, so I'm just tracking them once again. And on the right rectangle, I'm going to have a graph tracker to track my level of productivity, quality of sleep, and stress for each day. I'm not entirely sure if this is going to work, but my focus this month is to get better at tracking my habits, so we will see. And I will probably share this page half filled in and all filled in on my Instagram. On the right page, I have my mood tracker, and this page is the only page in the setup that I'm 100% copying from my autumn theme, because it's a mood tracker that I don't do a lot and that I really liked how it turned out once it's all filled in. So I'm painting the trees on both pages so it looks like it's just one continuous page, if that makes sense. And in the meantime that they are drying, I'm painting the leaves and mushrooms on my habit trackers page. For my mood tracker, I'm drawing leaves on the branches of the trees, and I'm keeping them blank on the inside because I'm going to color them in according to my mood for each day. So in total, I'm doing 30 leaves, one for each day, and I added the legend for my mood tracker at the bottom, so each color represents a mood. This type of mood tracker is super fun to do and to color in throughout the month, and is also very therapeutic to look at once it's all filled in, so I highly recommend you try it for September or October if you liked how it turned out. The last page for this setup is my weekly spread, and for this month I'm keeping it pretty simple to balance with the drawings and colors I used on this page. I painted a tree in the middle of the pages and two half trees on the outer sides of the pages, and the boxes for the days of the week are going to be hanging from those three branches, just like the title on the cover page, to tie everything together. After drawing all the leaves and mushrooms, I did the outlining, which took me a while to do, but it was so worth it in the end. I did 7 boxes for the days of the week and 1 for a mini weekly to-do list, keeping the boxes and the title as simple as I could. I finished off the pages by adding a gray shadow to all the boxes to give them more shape, and my weekly spread was done. And that is everything for the month of September in my bullet journal. I know I had fewer pages than usual, but I really hope you enjoyed the ones that I did, and the theme, of course. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and leave a brown leaf emoji in the comments if you watched the video until this point. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!